tonight are on the broad road that leads to destruction. And tonight, I would say with Moses, I would say with Joshua, turn, repent, choose God, serve Him, live for Him. That is the message of God tonight to this great audience of people at Yankee Stadium.
I see revival coming to planet Earth, maybe as never before. It would be untold numbers, and untold, uncounted multitudes that will be saved. The dead will be raised. The arthritic will be healed. Cancer will be healed. No disease would be able to stand before God's people, and that it would be a worldwide situation.
There's a church that doesn't just know about God, they know God. They don't just believe in His power, they carry His power. God will shake the United States of America one last time, not by might, not by power, but by my Spirit.
Welcome to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, as Adalis and I are here to announce our next big move, biggest move we've ever made for Revival Today. Behind me is a building that will look nothing like it looks right now when we finish. We're on just under 5 acres of property that we've just finished purchasing, which is going to give us the ability to have a state-of-the-art studio. And in that studio, something I've wanted to have for a long time, which is a live studio audience. It's going to be a 500-seat building when we finish with it that'll give us the ability to touch the world with our broadcasts. This facility is going to give me the ability to do what I've really missed, which is having you in the audience to minister to personally. Obviously, you can't beat the reach of digital media. We touch the whole world every day. But we have the ability now with this to lay hands on people, pray for people that are sick, a place where you can bring people that are drug addicted, demonized, and really give them the ministry that you can't get on YouTube and Facebook. I can't wait. And then beyond that, we're going to announce the launch of Revival Today Church. We're going to hold Holy Ghost church services every Sunday morning. I'll be there most Sunday mornings. This isn't going to be like some little side project. We're going to give you and your family a place you can go that's a soul-winning church that values the presence of God, where you can get prayed for and ministered to, where there's not a critical race theory lecture or a masks and social distancing 10 minutes of no talking to anybody in the lobby. None of that. We're going to have a place where you're free and where you're free to experience the presence of God.
I'm incredibly excited because I know a lot of you have been asking about different meetings and events that we couldn't have during COVID, and trust me, we tried so hard. So this really frees us up to do everything that we want to do with healing meetings and women's conferences. So I am so looking forward to seeing you and having you be a part of this.
So I want to give you a twofold call to action. Number one, if your church turned in to a liberal nightmare in 2020 and you need a place to go, I would be happy to have you at our church. Number two, if you are a partner or a friend of our ministry, Revival Today, this is the biggest move by far we've ever made. By the time we finish remodeling that building, the acquiring of the property, you're looking at a couple of M's. So if you would stand with us now, I'll say thank you ahead of time. Pray and ask the Holy Ghost what He would have you to do. You've been so generous, and I thank you ahead of time for your extreme generosity. I know I speak on behalf of my wife, everybody here at Revival Today, when I say we love you very much. And now I can say I look forward to seeing you face to face here at the new home of Revival Today.
Hey.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Check the Market. We got Ninja Buddha, Christophoris in the house. Good morning, David. Guten Morgen to all my Germans. Lyric, Naveed, Stock Market Samurai, Leonard, Rose. Good morning, everybody, and welcome. Pre-market is up, so looks like it'll be, well, who knows? I mean, if it's up pre-market, it's probably going to be down this evening when it closes, but... And yes, Mogals is back.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
I saw Lyric in, where was it? In New Mexico.
Yeah?
Yeah. Her and her old fam. She gave Anna $20, and Anna thought it was like the best thing in the whole wide world.
It's like, I'm going to Target and I'm getting everything.
She really thinks that. She was like, can I get a big dollhouse? I'm like, no. Boop, boop. Thanks, Christophoros. Appreciate it. If you haven't made it out to New Mexico, I'm not quite sure that you do this, but you can invite people, right? I guess, and on
Yeah,
Check the Market.
absolutely.
To the meetings in New Mexico. Literally, they ran last night till like midnight. That's a long time because, I mean, so it would have been
Like
from 7
2
to...
a.m. here.
Yeah. No. It was it 12 a.m. our time or 1 in the morning our time? I don't know. It was a pretty long meeting. It was a pretty lengthy meeting, but it was a powerful meeting. That's Bo Show. Bam! Markets
Gun
are,
ran out of money.
the markets are open.
They are. Let's take a look. Oh, I'm still on pre-markets here. Indexes. Let's take a look. Oh, and they're all up. Look at that.
Wow.
Nice.
What a day.
Some good earnings reports coming out.
Really?
So,
From?
I
Amazon?
saw ConocoPhillips, like a whole bunch of. I forget how many they said, like 10% of the S&P 500. It's like one of the biggest earnings days.
Wow. That's pretty cool. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, so come out to New Mexico. Today's title is Pepsi Anti-Sugar. Is this clickbait again?
No.
It's not.
No. Pepsi is diversifying.
Oh, brother.
So let's put up the article. Pepsi to sell Tropicana, Naked, and other juice brands.
To who?
Pepsi wants to focus on healthier snacks and zero-calorie beverages. Isn't
So,
that like that
wouldn't
goes
that
against
be-
their business model?
Wait a minute. Put the headline back up. Pepsi to sell Tropicana, Naked, and other juice brands because they want to focus on healthier snacks?
Yes.
Isn't that the healthiest options that they own?
No, I think they own a couple more like healthier. That's actually like
Not like
not like
sugared
no like
oranges?
Tropicana orange juice is like
It's just
crazy
sugar.
amount of sugar.
Yeah.
And so the Naked juices and some of the other ones that they own.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. So they're admitting that their juices are garbage?
I guess.
Very bizarre. Very bizarre, Pepsi. Do we have the article? Maddie's watching.
Pepsi's the only thing to drink in Miami. I'm over it.
No
Coke forever.
kidding. Coke forever. Is that... Pepsi, I feel like, is just much too sweet. So it's very ironic. Doesn't it taste sweeter than Coke?
It does.
It's just something about it that is just a little bit more syrupy.
Yeah. When I first came to the States, I loved Pepsi.
Really?
Pepsi and Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper because of the movie
sleep on
Forrest
it.
Gump.
Okay.
Because I used to watch that, and you can't get Dr. Pepper overseas, or at least then you couldn't.
Right.
And so I would watch that, and I was like, man, I really want to try this Dr. Pepper, because if Forrest Gump loves it that much, I gotta try.
Dr. Pepper is quite delicious. But still, Pepsi, there's just something about Pepsi. Pepsi with pizza. No, definitely Coke with pizza. Coke with pizza. Pretty sure Pepsi has the market cornered on diabetes. Yeah, that's a fact. Mr. Mike Frost. All right. Is there an article attached to that? All right, Pepsi.
Pepsi is selling Tropicana, Naked, and other North American juice brands to private equity while still keeping its foot in its best-in-class brands. To deal with PAI partners will net $3.3 billion, while Pepsi retains a 39% non-controlling interest in a newly formed joint venture. The deal clears the way for the beverage giant to focus on healthier food and drinks. Continue. In addition, it will free us to concentrate on our current portfolio of diverse offerings, including growing our portfolio of healthier snacks, zero-calorie beverages, and products like SodaStream, which are focused on being better for people and the planet. Pepsi co-chairman and CEO Ramon Laguarta said in a statement, "In the past several years, Pepsi has seen customers gravitate to healthier options, a move Pepsi CFO and Vice Chairman Hugh Johnston explained in an interview with Fox Business earlier this year. If you look at our beverage business, overall a lot of the growth is coming from low to no sugar products. Bubbly is essentially a product that we created with terrific flavors, sparkling water, and, well, I will no longer be buying Bubbly."
Very, very interesting.
And I think cute and effective marketing. Cute and effective, who says that?
Like, seriously, who says that?
Which appeals to a broad base of consumers. That business has kind of gone from nothing to a multi-100 million business. And Gatorade Zero has exploded on us. What?
The frig? This guy is eloquent. The heck is happening? I feel like I'm sitting much too... Is this shot a little bit weird? Like, I feel like we should be moved over a little bit. I felt like I was, like, centered a little bit, but what if I just do one of these?
There we go. And all this is, like, on my side.
Oh, yeah.
We need some more things for this.
Totally cluttered. It gets its own camera. I'll just let it be. We'll just let it flow. So confusing shot. All right, let's next.
Bitcoin price hovers around 38,600. Where is it at right now?
I'm so done with Bitcoin.
You are? Why?
I'm just frustrated. I still have it. I'm holding on to it. Diamond hands.
It's getting good now, though. It's going back up.
Let's hope so.
Should've
But
bought
this
the
is
dip.
just nonsense.
38.4 is where it's at right now. Last week was a crazy week for it.
I didn't touch
Did you
it at
see
all.
that after?
I didn't.
It was Doug and I finished the show. When was that? July 20-something? Mm-hmm. Right? It was like a 30,000 or 31,000 when we started the show. And it just kept going up all weekend. And then last week it kept going up until it hit 42,000 this week.
I didn't even notice. That's how done with it I am. I just feel like it's just this roller coaster ride of emotions. So I'm like, forget it. I'll just sit it like just if it goes to the moon, it goes to the moon. If it doesn't, whatever. That's how I feel.
I was trading a couple of the swings on the 3x ETF, Bitcoin ETF on Qcoin.
Okay.
So that was fun.
It's exhilarating.
It was, yeah, for sure. I broke even, so that's good. I was up and I was down, broke even.
So all that for nothing.
All that for nothing.
That's how I feel like I'm always breaking even with these crypto coins. It's like, what the heck? Except, of course, for Safe Moon, but
Yeah,
that was a ripoff.
but who knows?
I
At
know.
some point,
Step.
it might just start cruising.
Yeah, no, 100%. You just never know. The dollar could collapse at any moment.
Yeah. Safe Moon becomes the new worldwide currency.
All right, go ahead.
All right. So Bitcoin and Ethereum are both lower in early Tuesday morning. Bitcoin was trading at 38.6 and Ethereum was trading at 2,500. Meanwhile, Dogecoin was at 19 cents and XRP, okay, these people don't even know what they're talking about, was trading at 71 cents, the report said. Mayor Suarez of Miami.
XRP, that's pretty good for XRP, no? 71 cents?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's up over the past couple of. It too had a huge. I mean, it went from 50 something all the way to 75 on Sunday.
Mamacita.
So, good little run there.
Yeah.
Next, Bethany, I made $6 with my $47 worth of Bitcoin. I'm taking it out and going to get my nails done.
You'll be able to get one nail done.
Yeah, exactly.
One.
10-cent sinks. So China is declaring war on everything, its entire economy. I was reading some articles on Reddit this morning, and everybody was saying that the Xi Jinping, the president of China, actually has like put options on everything, and so he's tanking the market on purpose so that he can
That's pretty
print
funny.
he can print those tendies. So,
That's pretty funny. I mean, honestly, it honestly seems like that, doesn't it?
It does. He's tanking everything, and now he's going against
real.
the
Gaming,
gaming
Bitcoin.
community.
Yeah, what is happening?
Everything. Tech.
Yeah.
I mean, they tanked everything. So, and now gaming is next.
There's something weird happening in China.
There is.
There's something very bizarre happening in China.
I think he might have actually missed the dip, and so now he's crashing everything, creating a dip so he can get in the stock market too.
He's like, I will not be left behind. Scott Adams seems to think that their collapse is imminent.
The Chinese? Yeah.
Well, I mean, and we talked about a little bit about the population stuff,
The pyramids and stuff, yeah.
but it's like more in depth than that. He says that something big is happening
Yeah.
soon. And so they're making moves right now to kind of like, I don't know, ease the blow, I suppose.
That could be. They build whole cities that are basically empty, where they're just pumping their infrastructure and their GDP numbers, and the government was giving all these companies contracts to build high rises, and they're completely empty.
Wow.
And so they're trying to do that overseas with all these projects that they're doing overseas, because so they go to those countries and they say, hey, we want to build a port for you. But what they don't tell that country is that they won't be using any local labor. It'll all be just Chinese that come in and then build the roads and build the ports. And I remember when I was a kid, there was a road that connected the port city of Mombasa with Nairobi in Kenya.
Yep, you told me about this.
And it was like Chinese
Always
prisoners
Chinese.
were building it.
Yep.
So they had zero labor cost, and they were building these roads, and now Kenya owes them billions of dollars for building these roads. It's crazy.
Very wild.
Yeah.
Very, very strange. And then now they're declaring some type of Wuhan
I saw
lab
that.
leak again. Or something.
Everybody in Wuhan's getting tested.
Yeah, somebody tested positive for coronavirus or whatever, so everybody has to get tested. Very strange times.
COVID-21.
Yeah. Was that an Alex Jones thing?
Did he say that?
COVID-21? Something like that.
My
There's going
goodness.
to be like three years, and it's going to happen in 3 phases or something weird.
Ugh.
Yeah. Very bizarre.
Yeah. All right, let's see the article. Oh, the 10-cent one. Oh, so they're what they're doing is they're cracking down on gaming, and they issued all these articles in their newspaper how gaming was horrible and how it wasn't good for society. And so I mean, because Chinese are huge into gaming, so
Yeah.
way
so
to
what's the
take your population off.
Yeah, but what's the end? What's the end game?
I think the end game for him is just a population
That's totally controlled.
totally controlled, that works, goes home, works, goes home, and then he can just,
I mean, there's money to be made on games.
yeah, there is.
Not to mention, there's a bunch of Asians or Chinese folk that designed these games too.
But they're saying it's not productive. He's like, I don't want to, whatever. He's like a parent from the 90s. Dude, if you're playing too many
Sounds like a
computer games,
dictator.
You can't make, you can't make any money playing computer games. Well, truth is, actually, you can now make a lot of money
you can
from
make
computer
on
games.
Twitch and stuff.
Yes,
Forget about
absolutely. Or these tournaments that they have like $1 million tournaments.
For reals. For
So-
reals. So I don't know what Xi Jinping is.
I don't know what he's thinking.
What is he thinking?
But you actually can. It's actually productive to play video games now.
He should watch the show.
You should.
All right. Go ahead.
All right, next. Apartment rents increase as young workers head back to cities. Landlord stocks are up big this year as rental market exceeds expectations in places like Atlanta. Apartment rents and home prices have been rising in cities like Atlanta over the past year. I wonder why. Could it be because people are moving to Georgia from other states? See the article?
You know what's up, man. We the best, man.
See the article. Apartment rents are rising fast, boosted by young professionals returning to cities and an expensive housing market that keeps many of them renting. Stock prices of publicly traded apartment companies have jumped in stride. The FTSE NAREIT Equity Apartments Index, which tracks these landlords, is up 42% since January, trouncing the S&P 500 17% gain during the same period. Median rent has risen more than 10% over the past year, according to Home Search website Apartment List, but there's no inflation, reflecting how soaring housing prices are forcing many would-be home buyers out of the for-sale market. As of June, median existing home sales prices are up 23.4% from a year earlier to $363,300, a record high according to the National Association of Realtors. So rent prices are up. People are getting apartments in cities again. So that's good news. Next. Cable and internet companies stand to gain from broadband funding and infrastructure bill. So obviously it hasn't passed yet, but this could be a way to strategize for if it does get passed. There's a couple of companies that are going to benefit from it, like AT&T, Verizon. The $1 trillion infrastructure bill includes $65 billion to improve internet access for poor and isolated communities. See the bill? The article. The $1 trillion infrastructure bill moving through the Senate this week stands to be a windfall for cable and fiber optic internet companies, with $65 billion allocated to improve internet access for poor and isolated communities. The plan, which must still be reconciled with a House version, would help home internet providers such as AT&T, Charter Communications, by providing $40 billion in grants that states can dole out to operators that expand their networks to households that lack high-speed service. AT&T plans to self-fund its fiber optic network expansion to cover millions of new locations in the coming years. Its chief executive, John Stankey, has said government support in other areas
Tragic.
would be icing on the cake. Charter chief executive Tom Rutledge has said the cable company can expand its network efficiently with help from government subsidies. So that's not the only. There's companies that, construction companies, all sorts of companies that are publicly traded that could benefit from this $1 trillion infrastructure bill. Stock ticker UTF, I believe it is. Mm-hmm. It's a closed-end infrastructure fund that I'm invested in, and that would benefit from something like that as well. They are invested in Crown Castle and like a whole bunch of different infrastructure companies.
Awesome.
All right, let's see the next article. Crypto investors get ready for more taxes, but clearer rules.
No!
Let's see the article. Sure, you might have to actually pay U.S. taxes on those crypto trades, but at least it'll be easier to figure out how much you owe. A new push by Congress to require crypto brokers to report transactions to the Internal Revenue Service could create some unwelcome tax bills, but could clarify rules for traders and users of Bitcoin and other digital tokens, potentially strengthening the system in the long run, people say in the industry say. The new rules, a last-minute addition to the $550 billion bipartisan infrastructure package now being considered by the Senate, it is now $1 trillion, would also force businesses to disclose trades of digital assets of more than 10,000. The provisions are designed to raise $28 billion. So it looks like all of us printing tendies on our crypto gains are going to be paying for infrastructure.
So bad.
Stop it.
Stop it.
Get some help.
Stay out of the freaking crypto market, government.
We'll just have to figure something else out.
No, 100%.
Some crypto 2.0 or whatever.
Ay. For real. For reals.
Yes, trade only physical currency. Like we used to do back in the olden days.
Oh, that's funny. All right, next.
ConocoPhillips beats estimate, posts highest profit since 2018. ConocoPhillips has been on our list before of stocks to research. No additional share buybacks after announcing one in June. High oil prices mean producers are showing investors with cash, are showering. Even Bloomberg can't get it together.
Yeah,
You're a serious news organization.
So bizarre.
Download Grammarly and take your articles through it. Producers are showing investors with cash. All right, let's see the article. For real.
Can't get it right all the time, I suppose.
Fox Business and Bloomberg today. My goodness. ConocoPhillips beat estimates as rising commodity prices led America's biggest independent oil producers to the highest profits in nearly 3 years. Conoco posted adjusted earnings of $127 a share in the second quarter, compared to the $113 estimate in a Bloomberg survey of analysts. The stock rose 1.9% in pre-market trading. Well, I'm glad I'm in it. The U.S. energy companies are using buybacks and dividends to attract investors to the sector after years of poor performance left it making up just 2.6% of the S&P 500, down from more than 12% a decade ago. Conoco became one of the first large-scale energy companies to increase shareholder returns in response to high commodity prices when it lifted its share buyback by two-thirds to $2.5 billion a year in June. As such, there was little expectation the company would further increase cash returns. This is a defining moment for the sector, Chief Executive Ryan Lance said in a statement. ConocoPhillips uniquely meets this moment with a credible multi-year plan, continued strong execution. Continue. Lance has been lowering capital spending and slowing production growth as part of a pledge to reinvest only half of its cash flow in new drilling and return the rest to shareholders. The promise underscores how U.S. oil producers are maintaining production discipline and are unlikely to go back to high growth rates seen in the past. The key question is what Conoco executives plan to do with the company's cash pile, worth about $7 billion. I would just take it all out in cash, fill a silo with it, and jump into it. Like
Not a bad idea.
that Scrooge McDuck from DuckTales.
Oh, yeah.
Just jump right into it.
Wow. Throwback. Good Lord.
Max was watching it. So.
Woo. That was a great show. That was a great show. Right. Continue. What's up with my hair?
Renewable investment rose to a record in first half. Let's see the article. Oh, they corrected that one. Go back to the picture. August 3rd, 8 a.m. was when it was published. Corrected August 3rd. So I'm glad that Will Mathis downloaded Grammarly and went through his article.
Oh, that's great.
Let's see the article. Investors poured more money than ever into renewable energy in the first half of the year, but the pace is far from enough to sufficiently curb increasing carbon emissions. As much as $174 billion was spent on solar, offshore wind, and other green technologies, and companies in the period, according to the data from Bloomberg NEF. While it's 1.8% more than a year earlier, the level is 7% below the previous 6 months. The small increase shows the resilience of the industry leading the fight against climate change. Yes, just out there.
There it is.
Frontline fighters. Despite rising costs because of the surge in commodity prices this year, however, it's way below what's needed for nations and companies to reach their targets to limit emissions over the coming decades. Renewable energy investments has withstood the effects of the global pandemic in contrast to other sectors of the energy economy where we have seen unprecedented volatility. Yeah, because it takes one person to power a solar farm and 150 to power 200 to power a regular gas, what do they call it? Or coal power plant or gas power plant. So if they shut those down, then obviously you can't. Solar, you don't even have to shut down. There's one guy out there walking around checking.
100%.
So I don't know. I think Will Mathis is. I think we know who he voted for.
Yeah.
Immediate acceleration in funding is needed if we're to get on track for global net zero. Nuclear. That's what I have to say. Continue. The growth was boosted by a record first half for new money raised on public markets, which hit $28.2 billion, up from more than fivefold from the same period last year. Commitments to renewable energy companies by venture capital and private equity also rose, so they can get better interest rates on their debt. Investment in solar projects was up 9% compared to the first half of the year. However, investment in wind projects fell to $58 billion, down more than 30%. Oh, they're starting to realize that it's not actually that great.
Oh, my goodness.
And we are also invested in Sunrun
Sunrun, yes.
Solar.
Sunrun Solar.
Good company.
Yep. Are you invested in there?
Yes.
Nice. I didn't buy anything yet.
No. Ask Texas about solar power and winter. Yes.
Let me call Texas. Texas? All right, next.
Next. Mall owner Simon Properties says sales at its centers returned to pre-pandemic levels in June.
Well, that's fantastic.
It is.
Fantastic news.
See the article? Oh, I just did the headline for this one. So, yeah.
That's all you need
Good.
to know.
That's all you need to know. Good news. Next. Stocks making the biggest moves in the pre-market. Pre-market is over, and it looks like we're down on all indexes. Well, let's see the article. Article? There we go. Under Armour.
With these guys, these writers, with their names.
For CNBC, they always have like their Twitter handle or whatever underneath.
Peter Shack now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Under Armour shares jumped 4.5% in the pre-market after the athletic apparel maker beat estimates on the top and bottom lines. Looks like people are fleeing Nike and going to Under Armour. Under Armour reportedly quarterly earnings of 24 cents per share compared to a consensus estimate of 6 cents a share. Translate Bio, the French drug maker Sanofi, agreed to buy the US-based biotech company for $3.2 billion or $38 per share in cash. Translate Bio specializes in mRNA technology. Their shares soared 29.6% in pre-market trading. There's a couple of those like biopharmaceutical companies that I'm invested in. I'll have to like look up what the list is. But the only reason I'm invested is because I hope that at some point a big company like GSK or Sanofi or Moderna or whatever buys that company, and then I can sell when the shares go up 29.6%.
No kidding. My lord.
They need to make some solar paneled roads already that can charge cars. Christopher, there's a company, it was like a Bloomberg quick take I saw on YouTube. There's a company in Israel that is...
Of course it would be at Israel.
Yeah. I mean, Israel, they're crazy with their technology companies.
100%.
They're way out there. That are creating these copper coils that they put underneath the road.
To recharge your car.
To recharge your car so they can make the battery pack smaller.
As you drive past it?
You drive over it. It's basically like you charge your iPhone, but you drive over it, and as you drive... Yep, exactly. So they put these coils underneath the road, and they can lay 2 miles in one night.
Oh, my.
And they already have it in Tel Aviv in Israel, where they're charging city buses. Electric city buses drive over this like strip of the road, and it charges them like 80% in like a 1 mile or whatever. It's quick.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
It is. So that would make more sense with, electric cars.
Yeah.
Because then you can make the battery pack smaller, and then you don't, when you spend whatever, $70,000, $80,000, $90,000 on a Tesla,
right?
And then 5 years later you have to spend another $20,000 on a new battery pack.
Yeah.
You can just get a smaller one.
Still not liking this electric car thing.
No, I'm not either, but I mean, after I saw that Mercedes EQS, I'm kind
I mean, of course, but the fact that Mercedes thinks that they're going to be turning completely electric in 2030 is cuckoo.
Yeah, we'll see.
Absolute cuckoo. Yeah.
That company is not publicly traded. I can look up the name of that company, but it's not publicly traded. It's like a startup. So right now they're only taking like venture capital. So, Kemi, if you have a venture capital firm, I'll look up for it and I'll let you know. But it's a great company, and yeah, I mean, they're starting to do things in San Diego as well. I think that's where they're putting like their U.S. testing strip for it.
Interesting.
To sell it to the U.S. Yeah. Next. South Africa Bitcoin heist. Court grants liquidators authority to track missing AfriCrypt investor funds. You remember this? Where the guy made off with however many million? Let's see the article.
That's fascinating.
South African court has granted liquidators of the collapsed Bitcoin investment firm AfriCrypt the powers to track down missing investor funds. Also, as part of the court decision, AfriCrypt liquidators will now have the authority to sell assets and property belonging to the company. According to a report, the court decision follows recent claims that Race Kaji, one of the collapsed firm's directors, is opposing the final liquidation of AfriCrypt from his hideout in Tanzania. The latest decision by the South Africa court comes as doubts grow surrounding AfriCrypt's director's claims of breach by Ukrainian hackers. I'm sure it was Ukrainian. He should have said Russian hackers. Then they would have actually believed it. They would have been like, oh, that's true.
Much
it's true. It was the Russians.
The Russians are like, why do we keep... Why are we involved in this?
They're probably like, I don't understand. We get blamed for everything.
We have no idea what's happening.
For instance, in the past few weeks, the liquidator's legal representative, Ruan Kruger, is reported to have released a statement wherein he unravels AfriCrypt's dubious business model. In addition to questioning AfriCrypt's model, the statement also takes aim at the evidence which has been used by the firm's management to back the hacking claims. Continue. After examining AfriCrypt's claims, Kruger's statement goes on to repeat earlier allegations that Race and his brother, Amir, may have had a hand in the disappearance of the investor funds. So they're the hackers. So there you have it. They're going after these funds. So if you were invested, you might see a couple of dollars at some point. But you still have to use carbon. I was actually looking at that the other day, what Chris is saying there. Have you seen these lithium mines, what they look like?
No.
See if you can pull up a picture of a lithium mine.
Is it scary?
I mean, I don't understand why they don't talk about that stuff.
I mean, yeah.
Because they take this stuff out of the ground, and then, you know, they have these huge, like, lakes that they make for that lithium, like in the middle of the desert. See if you can find a picture of one.
Lithium mine, huh?
Yeah. It's
Sounds
not
like
that
the Lake of Fire.
it's not that environmentally friendly, to put it mildly.
Wow.
Yeah. And then all the rare earth metals you need for all the semiconductors and stuff, where they're sending kids in the Congo in caves and stuff to pick out the coltan, and yeah, I mean they never talk about that.
Of course not.
It's always just, you know,
Go green.
a couple of guys in their FR suits with hard hats on that are the bad guys because they're taking oil out of the ground. But it gets worse.
Yeah. Way worse.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
Do you have anything?
What is lithium? Is it a?
It's like a mineral.
Is it like an oil kind of thing? Or?
No, look at that.
Holy moly. That's how far deep you have to go to get that, or is it's just every layer they extract lithium?
Yeah.
Until you get to the bowels of hell.
Yeah. So they're getting on the miners about coal, you know, because coal is so bad. But look, you're doing the exact same thing.
Where is that, I wonder?
South America. I think there's a ton in Bolivia.
Wow.
Yeah. In the deserts there in South America. They have some in the U.S. too.
Very strange.
Yeah.
Does it look like that, I wonder?
In the U.S., probably not. No.
Not that big.
Because you have to do like an environmental survey and then do all of these different things and make sure it's like, you know, the state approves of all the different things, I guess. Unless they get a good, solid donation to their re-election fund.
Exactly.
Possibly.
There's one in Nevada. And then, of course, the first title. It says lithium mining projects may not be green friendly.
No, really.
Oh, that's China.
So that one's from China. Yeah, look at that.
Dang.
So mining Bitcoin isn't green, but mining lithium is.
Oh, that's funny.
That is true. They wouldn't be able to tweet about the straws and sea turtles on their phones if they went after those mines. And they'd have to sell their Teslas and ride a bike.
100%. I'm just trying to see what it looks like. Lithium.
Next. Bank of America sees benefits in adopting Bitcoin as legal tender in El Salvador. So we got a huge bank coming out in favor of this.
Oh.
See the article? Bank of America has outlined some benefits to be had from adopting Bitcoin as legal tender in El Salvador. The opportunities include low-cost remittances, financial digitization, more choices, and greater investment from foreign companies.
It's just word salad.
Bank of America outlined some potential benefits in El Salvador adopting Bitcoin as legal tender in a report published last week. The analysts, including Latin American strategist Claudio Irigoyen, explained that the market has been excessively pessimistic about it and is overlooking any argument in favor, even those benefits that are admitted more certain. Bitcoin could be used as an intermediary for cross-border transfer. Using Bitcoin for remittances could potentially reduce transaction costs compared to traditional remittance channels. Bank of America analysts further noted that Bitcoin's volatility could be reduced if the conversions between Bitcoin and dollars happen automatically. And that's a good segue into my high-risk stock/cryptocurrency of the day, which is Stellar Lumens XLM. Used for remittances and cross-border payments, like XRP, its goal is to make currency more fluid and faster for moving money around the world. So XLM Stellar Lumens, let's see what they're priced at right now.
Oops. Ay. It's a mess. Good Lord.
They're at 27 cents per XLM. Per Stellar Lumen. 27,315. So there you have it. That's the high risk one. What they're planning on doing, just like XRP, they're trying to become a leader in remittances and investments and transfers across the globe for currencies. So you can look it up on their website, Stellar Lumens, if that's something you're interested in. I trade them on the app called Uphold. And Coinbase, you can get them on there. I don't know if, can you get them on Robinhood? I don't know if you can get Stellar Lumens on Robinhood. Can you, Nick? On Uphold. Yeah, you can't get them on Robinhood, but you can get them on Coinbase as well. And for the medium, ON Semiconductor Corp designs and manufactures power and data management. Semiconductors used by producers of electronic products, appliances, and automobiles had a nice earnings beat recently. Revenue growth overall over 8% over the past 5 years. It's a little expensive looking at the different ratios. However, with strong demand for semiconductors and the exposure to the automotive industry, this stock still has room to run. If I bought it today at around 44 a share, I'd sell it around 57 to 58 for some good profit. Nice. Risks would include highly cyclical nature of semiconductors, good amount of competition in the market, or a general slowdown of the global economy. And for the low-risk stock, GD, General Dynamics, a global aerospace and defense company. Its portfolio includes Gulfstream jets, nuclear submarines, shipbuilding, Abrams tanks, and global IT and defense IT solutions. They've had revenue growth over the past couple of years, as well as dividend growth. It's still a little expensive where it's at right now, but it has momentum to the upside It's well below the industry average for price to earnings and price to book ratios. It's also one of the most profitable companies in the defense industry. It has a great dividend, around 2.4%. Should have no problems repaying its debt. The company is fairly low risk to invest in due to its diversification across industries and the fact that defense spending is always a priority for Washington. About 75% of its revenue come from governments for defense contracts. And that's the low-risk GD, General Dynamics, medium ON, Semiconductor, high-risk XLM, Stellar, Lumens. Stock Market Samurai has XLM. XLM is I think it's a good investment, XLM and XRP. I bought some XLM myself. And there you have it. I forgot the tip of the day, so we're going to have to do that tomorrow. I'm sure they do trade it on Webull, but I don't use Webull. But I know that Webull is like Uphold or Qcoin, where you can trade most of those.
I'm pretty sure I saw it there.
Yeah.
XLM?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you can trade it on Webull to XLM.
Whoop, whoop. So there you have it, ladies and gents. That's the show for today. If you are wanting to partner with us, now's your chance. Guess what? You get a wonderful mug, not filled with any coins, but it's a nice, hearty mug. And that's our gift for your donation of any size. Any size. Here are the ways that you can give. If you're watching us on Facebook, it's #donate. Text RT to 50155. $RT give on Cash App. Venmo is RT give. And of course, if you want to give via PayPal, you can do so at revivaltoday.com/PayPal. If you want to give using cryptos of any kind, scan the code or just go to revivaltoday.com/give. I'll give that there a minute. I'll leave that there for a moment. And then, of course, if you want to mail in a check, you can do so. Revival Today, P.O. Box 7, Prosperity, PA 15329. If you want to receive your mug, please don't forget to claim it at revivaltoday.com/offer. Any questions you might have? 412-446-2332. Next up for today is an 11 a.m. broadcast, followed by a 4 p.m. broadcast with Maddie. And then, of course, each night, we end the night with Check the News at 10 p.m. You can also watch Evangelist Jonathan live from Hobbs, New Mexico on Choose Life Church, their YouTube channel. And I'm sure it will bless you. That's it for today. We will see you tomorrow morning. Thanks for watching.
See you, everybody.